Hey guys, TriggerhappyJon coming at you with another Nier Reincarnation video, guys. So today's video, we're gonna talk about this Abyss Tower. Now, it was hard. It was a struggle. It was not as easy as I would have liked it to have been. Let's just be honest here. And when I say that, I don't mean that as in the I just want everything to be easy in the game. No, this was a struggle. I expected a challenge. I expected, this to take some time. I did not expect that my account with, the amount of money, the amount of time I've invested into it would take this long. I was literally, I'd kind of speculated a couple different ideas like, hey, how are we going to beat this? I'd made it all the way to 20. I used my healer. I was trying the healer strat. I tried the healer strat, tried it. I was getting this close. I was running into an enraged timer on the last boss who would then drop a nuke and completely full wipe. Now that was even with, healer, self-heal weapons, because I figured out, hey, maybe I need to do self-heal weapons and, run double healer. Well, I couldn't do the DPS. That was the problem. I made it, really, really close to killing the boss and boom, dead. And I had plenty of health. And I'm like, what on earth? I'm like, oh, duh, enraged timer, gotta be. So you have to have a DPS check. What does that mean for you who's struggling with the Abyss Tower, with the fire missions? You gotta go fast. You gotta figure out a different strategy. You gotta figure out what's gonna work for the best for you. Now, I talked to other people and I got some feedback. Some people were able to use just a strictly, one healer, 2 DPS, and just heal back up, right? You go high health, do that, so on and so forth. It worked well for them. I was not able to do that with my account. I had a pretty, I got a pretty good account here. Now, what I did want to show you though is what worked for me. I want to show you the stats and I want to show you and explain to you why it worked. And then I think we'll jump into a battle real quick and I'll kind of show you the rotation because I had to manual this. I'm going to show you a couple tips and tricks on how to manual it and set yourself up for success. So let's start off here. This was the team. This is the loadout. Notice the force. Total force 99k 447. Not even 100k force team. I know that doesn't sound all that great to you. You're like, well, John, that's still kind of high, so on and so forth. It really isn't. At this stage in the game, I've been playing since almost day one. We're at like 124k just on the fire loadout, right? I'm sure if I retweak my light loadout, it'd be right up there too, guys. So it's not the matter of, okay, yeah, this isn't, that's not the best in the world. No, like this is kind of medium mild. I'm gonna show you why it's medium mild. So we got A2. I used A2 as my primary DPS. I used 66 here. She was my AoE healer. In retrospect, did I really need her? Absolutely not. I could have used a Theo's AoE heal with a different weapon, and I'll explain why in a minute. Griff was the key though. Old Griff here, he was a big part of it. And the reason why Griff was such a big part of it is because of this main ability right here, the salute, level C gauge turn ultimate here. Deal 120% damage to one enemy 3 times and reduce attack by 50% for 30 seconds. That was what did it. That was the winning thing right there. Yes, he did do a decent amount of damage, 360% damage. Plus, I unlocked his Ice Water Rush, so that way his water affinity weapons do a little bit more damage, just a little bit. Notice none of them were 90. It made a big difference because he was able to get in there and do the attack down with a little bit of damage. Also, I had equipped his main weapon that he comes with, and what it does is it's A1, we'll call it, so to speak, 20-second cooldown. Reduces attack by 28% for 30 seconds. So as you can see here, it's not as great as ultimate, right? But you will see that it does make a difference. Reduce the attack by 28% for 30 seconds. That's pretty great. It's needed. I mean, it's over a quarter of the damage mitigated, right? Plus you have, keep in mind, this is 28% attack mitigation, right? What else do you have that mitigates damage in the loadout, guys? I'll give you a second. What else litigates fire damage? Thought I was gonna pull up the water companion, didn't you? Gotcha. Blaze shutdown. What this means is all allies fire damage taken down by 18%. That's 18% damage mitigation. So when you do the math there, that's a significant amount of damage that you're actually mitigating, guys. This is a passive ability. It's active the entire fight. So with that extra attack down, that's a big chunk of damage to mitigate. Now, one thing to note is all three of these weapons have some sort of a self heal on the A2. Granted, it's not a whole lot. Recover 9% of your HP. 9% isn't a tremendous amount, but when you stack your percentage and you stack your stats so high that your HP is looking pretty good. Notice here, 164k HP, and that's still with 215% crit damage, only 60% crit rate, not great. But yeah, super high HP. So when he's taking hit after hit after hit, this 9%, it's not that bad. It's gonna boost him up a little bit. And then on top of that, you're gonna see a better turnaround because yeah, he's gonna have more life points to get or to lose before he dies, right? So that's part of it. Next thing you'll notice here is my healer. Now, her role was literally just an AoE heal. I bumped her defense up to over 10k. Her HP was 138k. Honestly, I should have went higher. I should have went a little higher because it still got a little dicey there at the end. I mean, I had pretty good control and it did work well, but had I had the HP just a little higher, it would have made things not so cringy there at the end. Also notice this weapon is not maxed out. C-Bone Recovery, she's only getting an 8% heal of on her ability here. Now you're gonna ask yourself, why are you doing a self heal on your healer? Why not do an AoE heal? Why not grab, you know, the dark weapon that does an AoE heal, the light weapon? Or, you know, if I had the 4-star 66, which comes with a AoE healing light staff. Well, I don't have it. I do have the dark weapon. I tried it, it didn't work out. But what I did notice is when I would try this weapon, yes, it is the correct affinity, right? So it's water affinity, so it does more damage, but she's not doing any damage. But what she was able to do for me that was amazing was the C-Bone Sting. 42% damage to a single enemy 5 times. It's, you know, it's only like 210% damage. That's not a whole lot in retrospect, but also has a 100% chance to inflict poison for 5 turns. Okay, so this ability right here is it's a 5 times hitter, right? So why do I say this? And I hold up my hand here to show you. This means if you are stacking combos, if you're raising your combos, this one ability not only gets you a granted 100% chance to inflict a poison, gives you 5 attacks that then can lead into another one that are gonna stack, and then you're gonna get more combo damage. Okay, I don't know if you saw my YouTube short or my TikTok. Yeah, that's right, I said TikTok. I posted it up there. I was so excited when I finished this, guys. I posted it up there. I showed you guys, hey, we did it. I got my 30 hit combo. Mainly props to this weapon right here. 100% props to this weapon. So, and it worked out great. Poison, generally speaking, not the most damage dealing ability, but when you get bosses, that poison damage scales nicely. All right, and last but not least, we have A2. Now A2, there's not a whole lot to speak about A2. I mean, you guys should all know by now, like, kind of what to do with A2. If you don't, let me know down in the comments below. I'll make a video kind of explaining it. But basically, you have your attack, right? Attack is at 15k. You always want to shoot for about 15k an attack or higher. Keyword, or higher on your damage dealer. Get your crit rate up there and get your crit damage up as high as you can. It's okay if you were to get, say, 20k attack and 178 crit damage, you would do a lot better than you would going for like 230 crit damage and only 7 or 8k attack. Okay, you gotta have that attack first, that way it can synergize and scale with that crit damage. So that's what I'm saying. You know, I hit that 15k stretch mark. I was happy with that. I really wish the HP was higher. It's not. The defense is good at 8k. Honestly, had I just bumped her up, you know, a little bit more HP, it would have been a lot easier. Defense does make a big difference, but I'm seeing like a fall off. Like literally, like if you were to shoot an arrow and the arc for when it starts to fall off and you lose altitude, I would honestly say around 8 to 9k is where I'm seeing it just fall off, to where anything above that, it doesn't matter what you do. You're not mitigating, you're not stopping that much damage. So you definitely want to go more into HP. So I would say that's about your threshold. So with that being said, you can see the stats here. This is kind of why I've been talking and stopping and talking about it, so you can kind of see the stats as well. Notice, yep, Snow Down Recovery. This is Akia's, base Akia's weapon, comes with her. Deal 60% damage to one enemy 3 times. It's only 180% damage, not a big attack, but it does do that recover ability again. And then you go into the Silver Snow Aegeus, deal 41% damage to one enemy 4 times, and increase your defense by 21% for 10 seconds. Keep in mind this does take your base character's defense, which is good. It's great. Like I said, I'm seeing that fallout. I'm shooting that arrows going out there, and I'm seeing the fallout right around the 9K mark anyway, so this isn't that helpful. But what is helpful is the self-heal, and I think that's what made the difference in my combination here. Also, you know, it would have been really cool had I been able to boost this ability, because at least at the very beginning of that last wave, you have this attack up. It's a timed attack vigor, which are the better ones anyways, but it would be kind of nice to have it at the very end of the last wave. I unfortunately did not, and you know, I ran out of resources. I couldn't upgrade them. I do know to some of you this is going to seem very pay to win. I'm not going to lie to you, it kind of is a little bit in general. A2 you can't get any more. These weapons are fairly good. I mean, A2's weapon here, this is Assassin Akia's weapon, which also you can no longer get. Seabone staff you can get through the banner right now, I believe. And yeah, so on and so forth. You know, these weapons here aren't pay to win, other than this does come with Griff, just as a side note. But yeah, that's what I use. But the biggest thing to remember, guys, is get you an attack down character. If you cannot get an attack down character, I highly recommend you go find the attack down weapon. Almost every weapon category class has an attack down weapon. And then you just kind of figure out your heals. That's going to be the other thing you're going to have to figure out. But you need the attack down. It helps so much. Attack down and defense down are a massive help. In this comp, I didn't have any defensive down, or else it would have made it go that much quicker. Another thing to note, that we'll go ahead and here, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll just show you what I'm talking about here. Enhance weapon. One thing to note, the weapon called Faith. That's right, the weapon called Faith. This is a free weapon, kind of, sort of, not 100% true. Faith. Right now you get this weapon by doing the anecdotes, okay? Now, this is a sword type, so this is great for people who don't have, you know, the Griff. They don't have, you know, a good 66, because you don't need that AoE healer. If you go fast enough, if you are tanky enough, you don't need the AoE heal. If you prioritize going HP and some defense and just doing a little bit of damage, but everyone's doing a little bit of damage, this self-heal recovery will definitely carry you all the way through, okay? I've seen it. That's why I say it will work. Thing to note, 21 seconds. Once again, here we are with the self-healing. Damage dealt. It's better. It's a lot better. It's a 4-hitter. You know what I mean? I was just talking about 5 hitters. This is a 4-hitter. That's great for combos. Now you go into the A1. It's a 16-second cooldown. What's it do? Does damage, increases your agility by 6% for 10 seconds. Yes, this does not help you at all with this ability here to recover, but what this does help you is with your ultimate. Your character with the sword is using the ultimate, you know, if it's 2P, if it's EX Lars, if it's regular Lars, whoever the case may be, it's going to help them proc their ultimate and make them go fast and go. That's going to help you out a lot. This weapon is, it's free to play friendly, and that's why I bring it up. So if you go into missions here, special, anecdote stars, I've completed the first page. I'm currently working on getting the last upgrade for this weapon. As you can see here, I have to go down here and I need to complete the daily quest up to 200 times. This will allow me to get my last upgrade for Faith, and then I can be able to try this strategy out. I was trying to get this done before my YouTube video tonight, and I totally failed, so I do apologize. I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna jump into it. I wanna show you just real quick how to set this up a little bit. I'm not gonna go through the full battle with you just because the video is at like 14 minutes right now. I don't want to take all of your time. I'm also recording this right before I'm about to go live. So if you're seeing this, I'm live. I'm going live right after I finish recording this. I'm gonna edit it, I'm gonna post it, and I'm gonna go live. So come out, hang out with us. We're gonna ask a few questions. We're gonna play some of this, and then we're gonna get into another game tonight too. Okay, so here's the loadout. Here's the team. Start. There's gonna be 2 things I'm gonna do right at the very beginning, and I want you to take note of them. That's what made the difference for me. And big shout out to my Twitch chat. They were the ones who suggested it, and they were 100% right. They did not mislead me. They were not trying to hoodwink me. You know, they didn't bamboozle me. It was pretty good. They helped me out. I was very happy with it. So okay, we're going into the fight. Take it off auto, putting it into 1x speed. Yeah, this sucks. I hate manualing. Those of you who know me know I do not like to manual. If I can't auto it, I don't want to do it. This content, I wanted to do it. I was struggling at 19. I know you guys are struggling at 19, so I'm gonna show you why I'm gonna do it like this. Notice these abilities are proccing. They're all getting ready. He just fired that ability. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fire through. Notice up at the top left, I just wanted to point at the, I just tried to point at the screen like you guys could see. I didn't even try to point. Notice the sword at the top left. I procced all 6 of these abilities with A2's abilities last before the sword popped up and was fully circled. This means these abilities were all proc and go before the sword goes, right? This means we get a combo. Notice she just did her 5 hitter. Combos up to 16. Notice this, that 4 hitter is a 4 times hitter, 19. Now her last ability, which does the most damage out of her weapons. There we go. We've already taken them down 1 full square. Our healing, it's okay. It's not the end of it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. Okay. Also, his weapon doesn't attack down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna wait it out. What we're doing is we're trying to build the repetition. You're trying to synergize, you're trying to proc these correctly. So notice once again, we're gonna beat the clock. Boom, we beat the clock. The difference in this one, notice it's gonna proc now. A2's gonna get her ultimate. Don't waste it. Also, Griff has got his ultimate, right? We're not gonna waste it. The reason being, he has 1 attack, right? He only has 1 attack. He's gonna have an attack down from the weapon. So he's auto gonna be mitigated by about 46%, right? Now, this is okay. This is gonna work out just fine. What's gonna really make the difference is we're gonna let him go ahead and attack. We're gonna let these other skills build up, and we're gonna let him build up, build up, build up. There goes, he procced it. We're gonna go ahead and let these go. Come on, come on, come on. This is the only part I don't like about 1 time speed is because it does take forever. Notice we have 1. Okay. Now we've almost procced these. Let's finish it up and bada bing, bada boom. Proc it. Now notice the kind of the rhythm I'm going here. Crap, I didn't get it. See, that was the problem. I got stuck. I got hung up on 66's ability here trying to proc that. I got to add a rhythm. Basically, I needed to proc all those, and I needed A2's ability to be procced before this weapon up here. That way she would have a good chain. I missed the chain. Her ultimate's gonna get wasted in this proc. But one thing to note that works out really, really well. Jesus, that took so long. That was so dumb. At least she's gonna have this proc a little bit to do some damage. Keep your attack down for that last wave. So the last wave, they're not gonna do a whole lot of damage. But what they will do is at the very, very beginning of each wave fight, they will hit you hard and they will come at you and smack you hard. Something to note, if you use a companion skill, okay, notice my bars here. Let's say we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna waste this healing because I'm not finishing this fight anyways for you guys. We're gonna use this companion. What it's gonna do is, hey, see the companion procced? See that bar that went around there? Their bar went up. By using the companion, you boost their ultimate gauges as well. It does make a difference. If you need that last little bit before going to that last wave so you can have your attack down ready, definitely use it. That last boss is a beast. They do a lot of multiple attacks. The second wave boss, he does 3 attacks back to back to back. So the rotation is, you want your attack down, your ultimate ability to be procced and used right before he procs all 3 of those. You want to use your weapon to do the single targets. Okay, does that make sense? So you're gonna go through, you're gonna do your attack down once, ultimate for the 3 hit combo, and then you're gonna go through and you're gonna do the attack down on the weapon for the individual hits in between that 3 combo stack up. You're gonna wipe a few times before you figure out this rotation. Keep it going, keep it synergized. Make sure you are proccing and using all of your abilities in a row, and keeping it consistent so that way you can get the damage. Notice I took off 1 full plate of HP when I synergized this skill correctly. Now notice this is the 3 proc here. He's gonna proc that 1. Now Griff should interrupt. No, he won't interrupt because I didn't do it in between there. So this is a waste. That was the bad time to use it. That should have been using this ability here. But what that means is we can go ahead and do this right here. Notice that he has no abilities up here, so all this is going to synergize together. It's going to end up with a good combo ability, and this is how I ended up with that 30 hit combo, and I did so much damage, guys. So notice we're already at 11 here. Griff just now doing his abilities. We're at 14 with her doing her healing. Now she's going to do her 5 hit poison, which should put us at 19. There's the 19. Now we're going to have a 2. She's going to come in. She's going to hit hard. Notice I'm still on off auto, and I'm at 1 time speed. There we go. There's 26. Now her main attack is a 5 times hitter, right? And bada bing, bada boom. There's our 30 hit combo. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And half the HP gone. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I hope this video helps you figure out how to beat the Fire Abyss Tower for what you can do. Let me know down in the comments below if this doesn't work for you, or if you need some help, if you need some tweaks. Join the Discord server. I've got screenshots of other people's comps that finished the Abyss Tower in there. So definitely go check it out, guys. It may help you tremendously. So definitely check it out. I'll see you next time. If you're watching this, I'm going live right now, and I'll see you guys on Twitch. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.